With a successful opening day out of the way, the show and the party rolls on to Happy Valley on Wednesday night. A very warm welcome to Racing to Win. I'm Andrew Lejeune. Good to have your company, as it is our form expert Paul Lally and caller Brett Davis as well. Brett, huge day on Sunday and lots of stories out as well.
Absolutely, yeah, and we're going to reflect on a little review of that very shortly with Edward Sadler, but we move to Happy Valley now for an 8-race card. The rail's back into the A position. I mentioned about the weekend situation with regards to the track, how it was just basically a new lush piece of grass. I thought it might favour horses on the speed. It wasn't against horses on the speed. It actually played very fair. We had horses coming from well back, midfield and leading. So I think with that in mind, the track will probably play the same at the Valley anyway. Fingers crossed that's the case.
Absolutely. Paul, there's a huge return on the TT on Sunday, and we've got another decent jackpot on Wednesday night along with the 6-up.
Yeah, 20 million it paid on the on Sunday. Now this Wednesday night we've got a couple of 6.5 millions, one going into the TT and one going into the 6-up win bonus. So two really good jackpots to start with, some good even fields. Fox Hunter I think will be a lot of people's anchors along the way.
Yeah, he's the shortest favourite at the moment, $1.30. The last race, Class 2 Sprint, absolute cracker.
Yeah, Community Chest Cup is our feature race on Wednesday night. That comes up as race number 6. Before we get into that, though, let's look back on Sunday's action with Ed Sadler.
It might have been the start of a new season here in Hong Kong, but there was still a sense of déjà vu, with the Magic Man Joe Moreira dominating proceedings, winning the first 5 races on the card, including the feature race on Seasons Bloom.
Seasons Bloom's coming on the scene quickly, finishing like a rocket. Seasons Bloom charged to the lead from Fabulous One and Blizzard, who fight out the minors. First 3 for Moreira and the feature.
It might be 3 months away, but the manner of Seasons Bloom's victory confirmed Moreira's belief that he could be up to the task at December's international meeting.
Actually, the way how he led down the straight was quite impressive. Horse with a bright future, and I'm very glad to have the ride.
The Danny Shum trained galloper will now head to the Group 3 Celebration Cup on the 1st of October for his next run, en route to the Hong Kong Mile, while runner-up Blizzard will contest the Sprinter Stakes in Japan on the same day after putting in a gallant performance. The race favourite Magic Legend will back up next week in the Kwong Tung Handicap Cup over 1,400 metres, in the hope that the step up in distance will help him to return to his best form. It was a good day for the Moreira-Shum combination, as they went on to score with international sales topper Household King, and the trainer believes that the $10.5 million purchase has a bright future.
I'd like to thank the owner. No, he always told me, you pick up the right horse. Don't pick up the wrong horse for me. The price, you doesn't need to care. I pay the money, but you pick the right horse for me.
How much more improvement does Household King have there?
I have a lot.
Elsewhere, Top Beautiful impressed on debut in the opening event. Frankie Law's training career got off to a perfect start, as You're the One for Me broke a lengthy losing streak, while Tommy Berry brought up his first win as retained rider for John Moore in thrilling fashion.
Hair Trigger absolutely sprouting a leg. Hair Trigger after Money Boy drives through, gets up.
After weeks of anticipation, season 2017-18 is finally underway, and Sunday gave us a glimpse into what we can look forward to over the coming months.
That was the first day with a few firsts in there as well, Brett, with Frankie and Tommy Berry getting their first winners, but the first 5 to Joe, incredible.
Absolutely, yes. You know, we all thought he had a chance of certainly riding the mandatory 3, but to kick off the new season with the first 5, simply remarkable, really. Seasons Bloom was outstanding. The Top Beautiful was a terrific winner on debut in the first, Paul.
Yeah, and Household King as well. There's one here that they looked really nice, young up-and-coming horse, and he did cost a bit, but he looks
nice
like
comments from Danny there. Just pick me the right horse. I don't care what it costs.
Well, I think he's done that, hasn't he?
And then we went into the 5th race, and You're the One for Me, who hadn't won a race from 32 starts.
Yeah,
you know, if any of those horses Joe was riding when again it rolled, it was probably going to be him, but it wasn't the case. Outstanding start, and then the other boys chipped in. The local trainers had a great day as well, a great start for the local trainers.
Well, when he won the first 5, you'd think he'd win more, wouldn't he? I mean, calculation was pretty short as well.
It's funny how racing levels itself up, doesn't it?
Yep, ups and downs.
These are the winners, though, from Sunday. Seasons Bloom now up to 115. Household King 13 and Top Beautiful got 11.
Yeah, I thought they'd get about the same. but obviously Household King.
Yeah, they were the two impressive sort of debutantes, weren't they? So they're entitled to get probably a little bit more. They did put their opposition away. Seasons Bloom, I thought he might have been on his mark when we saw him in the 4-year-old series, but it looked like he's had a break and he's come back an even better horse. 21.5 his last 400, outstanding effort.
Yeah, I thought 1,400 plus, but obviously won nicely fresh at 12. If you owned them, you could be going looking at them mile, surely though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd be licking your chops, that's what you'd be doing.
I think that's where we'll be heading. All right, well, those are all of the winners on Sunday. Hopefully there's a few winners in behind them, though, with our horses to follow. All right, Paul, who have you found for us here? He was very slow out, wasn't he? But he was quicker coming home.
Look, I've found one of the biggest rogues in Hong Kong racing. Association fans, he's like a rodeo horse in the parade ring. He bucks, he carries on. Look at him at last here, though, just the way he hits the line. He's a real monkey, this horse, because he's obviously got ability. I'm certain there's a win in there somewhere for him. He's run well at Sharton, also at Happy Valley. He runs OK there as well. And once he flattened out and he put his mind to it, he hit the line really strongly. I thought it was not a bad run from him. He's not going to be a world beater. He's not going to be a season's bloom, that's for sure. But the way he hit the line, you'd think there's a win or maybe two in him this season.
He did make up an extraordinary amount of ground in the last 400. I'm going to go with a horse that's only had the one start. That was on the weekend in Good Days. He's my horse to follow, and he was a young ISG by Artie Schiller, who I thought it actually trialled quite nicely. Zach Purton rode him in his most recent trial, but he opted to ride Harbour Nova. Nasrawilla took over. What I like most about this effort, and he actually ran exactly like I thought, he'd get back and close off. A lot of the time, if you watch the patrol footage, the horse is actually focusing on just getting around the track and staying in balanced and so forth. So he wasn't really focused on actually propelling himself forward with his running action. So there's a lot more to come from him, I thought.
I think Jenny meant the comment as well. Whatever he did, he would improve on as well. So he looks like a good future for him.
Yeah, Mark Richards would have liked that race.
Of course, that was the Household King race. Import for me, winning Van Gogh, Goch, whichever way you want to go. But this is 1,000 metres for him down there on the rail. He was third in the Wellington Guineas in New Zealand. He's actually in this weekend. He's back in on Sunday on the all-weather. Now, this was Hare Trigger's win over the top of Money Boy, so sickening to watch for his supporters. But just watch, he's just working his way home here. The step up in triple suit, and he's won a trial on the all-weather. You go back to January. It was quite a good trial as well. So we might get a pretty quick return on, but it is a nice race on Sunday too.
Yes, definitely.
All right, so that's the horses to follow. Out of Sunday's programme, Dylan Moe came up with 2 days on Supernatural, so misses the 10th, the 14th. Those are the suspensions out of the weekend. Horses withdrawn out of Wednesday's card. Race number 3, Gold Velvet, is out. Not replaced there, but in race number 6, Grace Hart had a good season last season, replaced by Brave Legend. Matthew Chadwick getting the leg up there. And in race number 8, really good one the last, Babinski is out. Heroic Guru now in with Jack Wong on board. There's the withdrawals. As far as Wednesday night's programme is concerned, of course, 8 races on the turf at Happy Valley, and we start off on the A course for the season return to the City Circuit. Our opening event is a Class 5. It's over the 1,200 metres, headed by a fast one. He rolled forward on his last start at the end of last year, finished second. Sky Treasure down in class. Great Top Light Class 5 for the first time. Our Honour down in class. Rocket Let Win down in class. Winning Boy, one of 2 in the race for Frankie Law. The other one being Spicy Double, I'm sure, roll forward from barrier 4.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting here. Good to slow is the assessment, with Catch Me If You Can potentially the leader. I think a fast one from 10 will roll forward too. Fortune Brothers can kick up from a good barrier. Winning Boy. It all depends on what Sparkling Talent does, I think. If he wants to roll forward and get into the action early, that'll generate a bit more speed.
OK, so we'll look at the fast one here. There's just a couple we're going to look at. He's working here with Sangra, who is racing later in the card, but who is high rated as well. But a fast one on the far side. Douglas White, I thought it was not a bad piece. He's just going ahead of his stablemate there. And Sky Treasure, now, he always works well on the all-weather, this horse. I wonder if his future is going to be on the all-weather. Has missed the start on occasions, but you've got Joe Moreira aboard, and he seems in pretty fine fettle there.
He's had a trial coming into us, didn't cover himself in glory in that, but off that track work looks all right. We'll kick off with a fast one as far as our key races are concerned. On this occasion, I said he rolled forward. We should probably ask you, Andrew, because I know you liked him on this day, and he did run a good race. He did, and well, I prefer him getting back on the all-weather as well, a fast one, but, you know, I think if he's right, then he's probably half a chance. But from barrier 10, it's difficult to get across them. Yeah, it is. But the one thing is, Class 5, you probably want to be in the first half rather than the second half with these horses. They don't chase too hard. He's going to be there. He's got a good record in the class overall. I'll give him a chance. Yeah, I've got him in the numbers as well. I think if he can get outside the leader, he'll have a chance. First race is, you know, a bit of a difficult situation. I can't imagine, the speed map said good to slow. I can't imagine they go that slow, will they, for the opening race of the new season, but we will find out. Sky Treasure burst onto the scene with a big run at huge odds and then backed that up, proved it wasn't a fluke, didn't quite get the breakthrough though. Yeah, he does miss the start on occasion, so you've got to take that with a warning there. And all his good track work, as I mentioned, is on the all-weather. I think he'll eventually go there. He's got barrier 8, so even if he should get back anyway. I don't know if he'll totally get the race run to suit, but Joe Moreira will be aboard. I put him in for 4th. The drop in class is definitely going to make things easier, but he will give away a bit of a start. I wasn't overly impressed with his recent trial leading in, but Joe on Class 5 gallopers, you've got to take an extra look. Yeah, Michoy already off and rolling with 2 winners on Sunday. The last horse we're going to have a look at is Jimson the Famous. We've seen him plenty of times. This is his trial from a week ago. I didn't mind this trial. This trial was on Carnival night. Now, that horse in the red nearer the left of screen, that's Travel Emperor, high volatility, who races later in the night. They pair off to fight it out. I just saw Jimson the Famous just tracking up in behind there. There's another little horse just to the left in the white, Ratton, who won the last there. He's sort of on his back. So when you consider the quality of horses there that Jimson the Famous was running against, I think when you look at him in this opposition, he might be a chance. Record's better on the dirt, but I'll sneak him in. Yeah, I'll wait for the dirt for him. Just this Happy Valley record's not 100%, but yeah, it was a good trial though. All right, so race 1, Class 5, 1200, how are we playing it? Well, I'm going to go with a horse we haven't talked about here called Great Top Light. It's one of Casper Found's a horse, Lever de Luce. Perfect draw, barrier 1. Now, his 2 wins have been over 1650, but he's been freshened up nicely. And the 2 things I do like about him is he has won twice in Class 4 and he's down here into Class 5. So I'll give him a chance that he can run on. A fast one will be on the pace. Spicy doubles now with Frankie Law and the blinkers go back on. He's been looking quite well recently, and Sky Treasure as well. We'll wait for the all-weather before I put him on top, though. So the good play on this one I thought would be the Quinella places. I'll be looking around the 1, 4 and 11. I think it's overall a fairly sort of tough type of race, Class 5 to kick off the card. Found it difficult to be hugely confident. I've gone with a fast one from Jimson the Famous, Sky Treasure. I thought Fortune Brothers trialled OK prior to this performance. He's drawn well. He was a disappointment, obviously, 2 starts ago when favourite under Joe on the dirt, but he could run a bit of a race. Like Paul, I think the way to play it's probably to go the exotics because it's, you know, a race where there could be a number of situations unfold. So I'll go with a QQP of 1, 2 and 5. All right, that's the opening event. Frankie Law with 2 in the race. I think his good run might well continue. But we'll come back and have a look at race 2 right after this.